Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. It's Friday morning. I'm sitting in Houston. Done kicked my load off. The electronic log says I can't go nowhere for another hour. Just another part of the electronic world we live in. I've got several videos out about electronic logs, and this is going to be another one. I spent this morning, part of yesterday when I could, and this morning, reading some of the comments. And one of them, he's all been out of shape. And he's quitting the industry. And he ain't the only one. Well, that's true, Han. You're not the only one. I was just sitting back there in the dock. It's a pretty day. Had my windows down. Truck backed in beside me. Driver been out here 5 years. His quail comm was talking to him. So we got talking. I know y'all find that amazing that I'd shoot the bull with a stranger. But try to get this a little bit better for you. But anyhow, well, forehead shining. He's on electronic logs, Qualcomm. We got talking about electronic logs and automatic trucks and all that stuff, and he'd been on both for a couple years now. He didn't say exactly, but the way the conversation was going, I figured 2 or 3 years. I told him, and I'll tell y'all, you know I'm from a truck driving family. I fought getting in one of these trucks for years, but I ended up in one. I remember back in the 80s when they came out with the CDL license. Now before that we had chauffeur's license. I wasn't driving, but I know the industry. Like I said, truck driving family. And I know my dad and uncles, they had multiple licenses from different states. And they would just keep track of, well, when they got their last ticket on, and they would literally rotate them to get any kind of tickets. The CDL was supposed to do away with that, and boy did it. And that in computer world. But when that started happening, drivers had to go test and all kinds of stuff. A lot of them got grandfathered in. They just panicked. Hold on a second. The morning nose thing. Alright. But we lost a lot of drivers due to CDLs coming in. History repeats itself. As technology and advancements come along in the industry, we're going to lose drivers. We're going to have bumps in the road. I remember when computers came into it and they started putting computers in the warehouses. Oh man, was that a nightmare. Nobody knew what they were doing, and trying to do this computer stuff. We made it through it. We made it through the CDL change. We made it through the computer deal. We'll make it through this E-log stuff. Overall, they are attempting to make the roads safer. And you really can't run like we used to run. That's what me and that hand was talking about. He knows that, matter of fact, he's pulling out back there. I'm sitting there on the street, I got killed an hour. It's real simple. You either have to adapt and overcome, or you have to fall by the wayside. Now, I hate to think that we're going to lose some drivers over electronic logs, but we are. There's going to be a lot of them that just don't want to conform and run according to electronic logs. And it does not matter what you tell them. I can sit here and talk until I'm blue in the face, and if they've got the mindset, you ain't going to change your mind, and I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to be honest with you and tell you my thoughts on everything. And yeah, if you're running real hard and illegal, yeah, it's going to cost you a little money. It's going to cost you a trip or two a week, depends upon how you run. But overall, the electronic logs aren't that bad, and they damn sure give you more time to rest than not. And that was my whole thing, was that I had been trying to slow down, and I've told you that. But as long as I had that paper log, I just couldn't make myself slow down. You know, it was too easy. The loads just had to go, and tear out a page, redo it, and away we go. I mean, that's how I was used to doing it. That's how y'all are used to doing it, and I realize that. Or a lot of you, those that are hollering and screaming. When they started making a bunch of us log our fuels on time, within an hour, man, we thought the world was coming to an end. How many times have you went through the tolls and didn't turn the toll ticket in to get reimbursed because it didn't match your logs? You know, there are plus sides to the electronic logs, to e-logs, because you can make some of this stuff happen. Oh, he's going out the other way. Okay. All I can tell you is, before you get mad and quit, if you're an owner-operator, can you really afford to quit? I know it's one of them deals where I don't want to put out the money to buy it and all that. There are ways to get around that. Matter of fact, I see in Love's, I see where they're advertising about a free e-log up through June or something, I don't know, for a long time, with a monthly subscription for them to do your e-logs deal. But there are ways that's not going to just break the bank on you. And I would suggest that you come on over to the e-logs and try them for at least 2 months. And I'm not going to say a week, because a week's going to be just enough to frustrate you. But you have to learn how to operate them and how they work, and get your schedule switched over a little bit where you're learning how to run it, and just give it an honest try. You might find out that they're not as bad as you've heard. And if you're going by what you're hearing out there from truck drivers and CBs, you already know you're messing up. Truck drivers like to bitch and complain. Imagine that. So and they like to tell stories. So you're going to hear all kinds of stories, and you're going to hear all kinds of bitching and complaining. Well, just go ahead and bite the bullet and try it yourself. And give it at least 2 months and see what you think. And if you can't adapt, at that time, pull your card. Punch out. Go do something different. The thing with me is, I can't. I've been trucking so long that I'm not physically fit or up to date on any other trucking or any other job. So it leaves me stuck with trucking. Now, I know there's several of you old school out there that are in the same boat. You've been trucking for 20 years, 25, whatever. Well, I used to own a construction business, remodeling. We're talking about 30 years ago. Do you know how that industry has left me behind? I wouldn't have a clue what the codes and stuff are nowadays. And you know they've advanced in 30 years. You know the techniques have advanced in 30 years. You know that a lot of the materials and the way to do stuff and save your customer money and make it safer and better and blah, 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 blah. I'm not up to date on none of that stuff. That stuff left me so far behind. And to me, it's not a matter of just getting online and researching it. That don't work. Not to mention, like I said, I'm way over 200 pounds. I'm closer to the 300 mark. Smoke way too much. So I'm not in the physical shape to go out there and work for the other guy and learn it all over again. Plus, I'm 58. By the time I learn it all over again, hell, I'd be wanting to retire again. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The logs really ain't that bad, the E-logs. Once you get used to them. Yes, there's aggravating times, like right now. You know, I'm empty. I should be going home, to my knowledge. And here I am sitting here. You know? Now, did you just hear that ping? That's modern technology. That's my phone telling me that there's traffic issues somewhere on my route or around me. So, hate to see y'all go. Whoever's leaving, hate to see you go. I wish you'd give it a shot. We need to keep some of those drivers out here. Who's going to teach the young ones? You can't leave it all up to me. Everybody ain't watching my videos. So, you learn to adapt and overcome. I mean, it's a changing industry. And that's my word on it. Y'all remember, God loves you and so do I. Y'all have a blessed day now. Bye.